I'm going to take us on a slight turn from that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about career coaching, because I think traditionally it's something that has been used by C-level executives, the CIOs, the CEOs, etc., but not necessarily something that's used, or by salespeople, but something used by regular employees. And so I wanted to bring that into the conversation because people here might be wondering today, why would I ever consider, I'm not a salesperson, I'm not an executive, why would I ever consider consulting a coach? If I could put that to Kiana first.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, one of the first things that come to mind is really helping that individual not get stuck in that lower level position, because most of the employees, they want to move up, they want to advance in their career, and really figuring out what fears are preventing them from really moving forward, helping them really thrive in any work environment. Like I said, Marcus, what you brought up was very important in order to help people thrive in toxic work environments and the lack of leadership, those type of environments. But really just learning how to network. There's so many benefits to really utilizing a coach at a lower level for any employee. And I would say that the biggest benefit is really just knowing where you want to go in your career. One of the biggest things is we're told that we need to get our degrees, we go and get our education, and then we go out into the workforce. And most individuals, they don't. I know here in America, they don't even get a job that's related to what they received their degree in. And I don't know if it's the same in Canada.
Very much.
But here, it's very similar.
And so that's a huge problem. That causes a lot of disconnect between what you really want to do and what you have to do, and it's kind of hard to really map that out. And a career coach can really sit down with you and help you gain a lot of clarity to your entire career.
Sure.
I'm just wondering if you see the same thing, Kiana. Again, to me, it looks like it's a lack of a big picture, where your manager or your manager's manager understands the inner workings of the organization well enough in order to understand why it is necessary for you to do 3 or 4 lateral moves before you can move up. But many of them, or no, rather put it this way, so few of them are really good translators of that information. And the manager is a coach rather than just a supervisor. That is so rare. And so your manager should be your coach. If you don't have a manager that is a coach, that is when you go and get a coach. I see it over and over all the time.
And I mean, sometimes, sorry if I could just add, sometimes your manager just may not have time because,
Absolutely.
The manager, in addition to managing the work, is managing personalities, and that may not afford them to spend extra time being a coach for individuals.
In fairness, that's true, yes. But I do think that managers can spend the time, because every year you get assessed and every year you have your performance assessment, and that is coaching time. That is not a checkbox time. It's a conversation time.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think that I think we kind of hit on it. The biggest thing that I also see when I work with my clients is that lack of confidence. Lack of confidence is really major. I remember specifically, I was speaking with someone, and they didn't see the value in their job, and I kind of walked them through it. I said, okay, so he felt that he just filed documents, and he made, you know, they were court documents. And, you know, I said, okay, so are these important documents? Yeah, they're important. Okay, so are they important to cases? Yeah, but we don't know what cases they're tied to. We just have to make sure, you know, he's going through the steps. And I was like, okay, so if it's misfiled, how would that impact a case? Right? So really walking through this process with some people really helps them realize, man, what I do is very important.
Yeah.
And it really shows that value. It really brings that confidence in their ability to do something important. I think confidence is a big issue, and a career coach can really help with confidence as well.
Certainly. Kiana, do you ever see incidents where people completely launch their career midway through life? You know, somebody in their 40s, for argument's sake, going a completely different route.
I have, and specifically, there's a lot of seasoned professionals that I've worked with that were really trying to transition. I just worked with the gentleman. He is in chemical field, like he creates the solution for contacts. Okay. He makes the solution, but he wants to do coding. Mm-hmm. And he's done coding before, but it's been so long ago. So trying to help him transition into this job again, in this field, I really had to help him wrap his mind around, you know, what qualities that he brings to the table. And that is the biggest block that I think, you know, a lot of people that are transitioning, they can't see the transferable skills. They can't see how, you know, immediately they think they need education. Oh, I just need to go get my education. But let's examine the experience that you have. Let's take a look at this and see what you've done in the past that can really benefit a company in this specific position. Yeah. So yes, yeah. I've definitely experienced that a lot, especially with the season, because with professionals that are like in their 40s and 50s, the workplace is changing so much.
It is.
It's not a friendly place anymore, right?
It's a minefield. I mean, no, not at all, not at all. Because there are some companies out there who get it, and they're doing a lot of progressive things, and I would certainly like to talk about them in the future, so people know what's going on around them if they're not in such a company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some companies that take talent attraction and retention very, very seriously.
Absolutely.
Some of them, it might just be a tagline, but I know personally of companies right here in Toronto that that take this extremely seriously and actively seek to diversify more, make workplace more accessible, more respectful, far more inclusive, and actually give folks a succession planning map, whether you are filing court documents or whether you're a VP, you know where you're going or where you could potentially go, and that is obviously the ideal.
Yeah, we would definitely like to hear more of those stories.